fingers, I think.
Welcome to Tight 10 and Titan Season 2, Episode 11.
Well, hello.
Hello. I don't know if at the beginning you had you kind of going, wait a minute, I've got it, sort of thing. I like to think that will add to the level of professionalism that we brought to this show. I hit live too soon, and Chris wasn't ready
with my comb.
Yep, he wasn't ready with his comb. There we go. Awesome. That's actually how I envisage Rodney McBelfast enemy to have like a big kind of moustache. And
hear you.
Exactly. That's it. That's how I always imagined them. Anyway, welcome back. Welcome back to Tight 10 and Titan. A few of you will have noticed, any of our long-term listeners will have noticed that we are doing an episode 2 days after the last one. That's because we didn't get to do an episode last week, and we caught up on Sunday. I quite like the Sunday vibe, though. Sunday vibe's quite a good vibe for
Sunday was chill. It was good. It was good fun. We had participants and everything.
We did. Well, if we don't get any participants tonight, then maybe we need to just consider that we're Sunday afternoon guys rather than Tuesday night guys. I'd do this every night. That's the cold, sad, hard fact about it. It's the fact that I would probably just every night do this.
Well, just every night, guys. Something John's wife already knows.
Every night, guys. Absolutely. Oh, she knows. No, she's one. She doesn't know. She doesn't know who with, but she knows.
She likes the light on because she likes to read.
Well, I have to say that when you have been married as long as I have, you definitely both get through a lot more books than you did at the beginning of the relationship.
And we'd like to thank John's wife for tuning in tonight.
she's the one viewer kind of going,
so he's gonna get it.
Exactly. She's going, and by going to get it, you mean she's going to move the bookmark? And I wasn't page 262.
What page 26? What?
I wasn't in page 262.
Okay. Oh, fucking this thing sucks. It just broke.
It just breaks.
I don't have a fucking pencil anymore. I left the other one in work.
I'll keep you right.
I'll see a pen. Right. But I'll get it whenever there's a lull.
One of the challenges that we have on Tight 10 and Titan is to keep it tight. So far, our record for waffling before the quest begins, I think, is 48 minutes. We got close to it on Sunday, but anybody that watched on Sunday will know that we ended in what I think is quite a cracking cliffhanger. So maybe the viewers will want us to crack on, and I'm sure we will soon enough. But normally I would ask how you've been since the last time I saw you, but it was literally only 2 days ago, so probably not much has happened.
Yeah, well, not a great deal. Just work. I was working until 10 p.m. yesterday, so I'm taking a half day on Friday.
Taking a half day Friday. I thought that was a half day there. Yeah,
how have you been, John?
All right. Didn't work to 10 p.m. yesterday for sure. It just felt like it. See, I think because I start quite early, so I think I'm not saying that I start early enough that finishing just before 5 yesterday was like a 10 p.m. finish by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still a long day. But
Yeah,
So I
it
start
is.
early and then try to end early. Again, going back to
Going back to your bedroom antics.
exactly. So
First in, first out.
only one there.
Somehow a participant and a spectator at the same time.
It's absolutely an out of body experience. You don't want to know what I do on StreamYard after you leave. You kind of go, right, catch you later, bye. And it's just me in the studio on my own going,
Like a chimp. Like an
a
absolute chimp.
chimp that can't not touch himself. The better the cliffhanger, the more hands-on I am afterwards. Oh, as you can imagine.
So what about the weeks where we did almost nothing? You just have to sit and try and thumb a softie.
Exactly. It's like, what is this?
It's like trying to grab smoke.
Trying to grab a marshmallow with boxing gloves. I don't know where that particular one came from. But yeah, but obviously Fire Demon, because we ended the last issue and viewers have dropped to zero now. Just the imagery, just like we came for a Fire Demon. So did I.
Many times.
Too many times.
Sprinkle some cinnamon on it to simulate the fire. Bit of what you call that booze that's someone, I'm sure I asked this on the stream before and someone did answer, I think. But it's like fireball or something. It's like a super hot, like it's like 55% as well, but it's like a spirit and it's spicy. That's the point.
There's a Jack Daniels that's got kind of cinnamony fireball stuff, but there's a particular one I think called Fireball, isn't there?
I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
And it's a high percentage whiskey liqueur that makes you go, huh?
Yeah,
Gives you pause.
Gives you pause. Yeah, but I think it's like 55%. You could literally set fire to.
You can literally set it fire to lots of things.
Yeah, yeah. Dreams.
A
child's wish.
If
Yankee Candles. Yeah, that'd be funny. I misprinted the Yankee Candle Factory and they just have a child as the name of the candle.
Just kind of go, I'm sure everyone will like that.
There's one called Home Sweet Home, and I took it home and burned it, and all I could smell was whiskey and hatred.
Exactly. So it was. It was right on brand.
Exactly.
How did Yankee Candle know?
I think it's like that mirror in Harry Potter. You just
whatever
it is, whatever's home for you is what it smells like.
Right. Anyway, I was going to say we've wandered off topic, as if like I'm surprised that that's happened.
We haven't got on topic yet.
We haven't got on topic yet. I've mentioned Fire Demons, which is good. Mike Lebowski just said Fireball is 33%.
Thank you. 33. Why did I think it was stronger? I'm sure there is one that's stronger.
To be honest, 33% is fine. See, I'm not drinking it below 40%. Check yourself.
Hold on, cinnamon whiskey.
I've got loads of whiskey in the house, and it's really weird. You know, I almost don't touch the kind of higher percentage ones. I've got like ones that are like kind of 56, 60%. I don't touch them, and it's not because of like out of any kind of fear or anything. It's just I've almost got a kind of reverence for them, and I don't get to them. But you just kind of do that thing where you're kind of going, well, do you know what? I'll just hold them back for a special occasion. To be honest, if you start drinking kind of shots of kind of whiskey and stuff, does it matter if it's 40% or 45%? Really?
You're not really going to be able to tell. You drink a bottle of that, and it doesn't matter whether it was 10% down or 10% up. You're not making it.
Absolutely. Because when you get
I've
stuff,
just
obviously,
I've just looked it up, and there's a Jack Daniels, is like you were saying, but there's also a Jim Beam, and I found Glenfiddich. I didn't realize.
I don't know Glenfiddich did a
Burnt
did
ends. What the fuck? Burnt ends blended whiskey. Huh. Do you know what? It's only a matter of time before Jack and Victor put out a cinnamon whiskey.
I
Did you try their whiskey? I tried their whiskey.
haven't, but I've heard good things.
My biggest claim to fame in life is that Ford Kiernan, when I still had a Twitter account, Ford Kiernan followed me on Twitter.
Hey.
I got it for drawing a picture of him.
It's like,
I have it here actually.
it's great. You just happen to have it to hand.
I've got a lot of pictures. There it is.
Hey.
I did a Jack and Victor.
There you go. If that had been me, it'd have been like kind of two stick men with hats and a pipe that's about the same length as one of the arms just coming out his mouth. And then
like a proper Gandalfer.
And then when people started slagging me off, I would have pretended that my, at the time, 3-year-old son had drawn it. That's the kind of level of art I'm kind of at. I don't know if you've like kind of. I used to post some pictures on kind of Facebook and Instagram of shit that Morgan drew. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that it was shit. I just mean stuff. And that was that kind of stuff that Morgan had kind of drawn. And like when she was like 7 or 8, she was way ahead of where I kind of am now. And it's quite embarrassing.
Did you make sure you knocked her confidence so she nipped that in the bud? It's shit, Morgan, I can do way better than that.
And I'm just kind of going, what is this? What is this? Quite frustrating. Quite frustrating, you know, when you actually have children. Even Scott's 7 and he can already draw better than me. And both their handwritings are better.
Do you know, we should really start illustrating this.
We should get you and my daughter to illustrate it rather than anything like that. It's going to go suddenly get attacked by another stick man.
A barbarian with abs that look a lot like circles.
It's just like these kind of little kind of stick with really rubbish.
Really. Proper Popeye muscles.
Popeye muscles. Mike just said that 33% is juice. Bairns drink it at school.
Yeah, it's very much an entry level whiskey.
Entry level whiskies. Start them off.
It's the clove cigarette of whiskies.
I'm starting my kids off kind of early by I've replaced all the milk in the house with Baileys. And it's just to get them a wee bit of it, because that's only 19%, I think. So that's giving them just a bit of a kind of.
I didn't even think Baileys was that strong. That's actually.
Maybe it isn't.
I've heard that the salted caramel Baileys is meant to be pretty darn good.
Well, I have to say that every Christmas I buy a couple of litres of Baileys and make my way through the entire Christmas period using it as a milk substitute. Because I drink black coffee, so that's the one thing. That's my attempt to get some calcium in my system.
Putting them in bottles and putting the bottle in the heater.
Just put it under the arm as well. Is that not something you said to keep the bottle warm?
Yeah.
Oh,
test it with your elbow.
Yep. That's it. There we go. All those things that I missed out. Deciding to adopt kids. Deciding to adopt kids. I'm obviously not deciding to adopt kids. Yeah, I make it sound like it was just blasé one day. Obviously, there was a bit of a journey that led to that. I said, one day I'm just going to adopt kids. But obviously, adopting kids and missing out on, the kind of formula element of it all. They were just the kind of hardcore milk stuff by the time they got to me.
Beer and meat. You just raise them on beer and meat, like
beer,
like the Navis.
Starting life that they weren't getting at home.
I've always wondered what the process. Now, I should qualify this by saying I don't actually care, but I've always wondered what the process is for adopting a kid if you're single. Like, I feel like they have to.
Yeah.
I feel like they have to fucking vet that a lot. Because I'm
Yeah,
just
well, I
looking
mean,
for someone to do the guttering.
you'd like to think that they would vet the process for couples as well, quite a lot.
Well, obviously, but what I mean is like I've actually never seen a single parent that adopted. I just
Right,
have never
okay.
seen it.
Well, I mean, well, there was definitely. Well, weirdly, I mean, we'll not really get too much in this because people are expecting a quest, and I'm about to give you a 45-minute breakdown of the
I
adoption
think if
process.
people are expecting a quest, it just means that they haven't seen this
They
show
haven't.
before.
They probably also weren't expecting adoption Q&A either. But weirdly enough, see, when Morgan was adopted.
Uh-huh.
By the way, this sounds really archaic now, right? So, we officially adopted Morgan in 2009, right? But obviously, there was a
Right.
bit of a process kind of before then. So,
Sure.
but when Morgan was adopted, I think it was only a few months after that. This is mental, even just saying out loud, because it's absolutely ridiculous, right? You
Right.
had to be a heterosexual married couple to adopt children,
What? Really?
and that was in 2009.
2009?
It
Oh
was in
my God.
2009, right? And they
Jesus
actually
Christ.
changed the process shortly after Morgan was adopted. So, like for instance, when Scott was adopted, luckily, that's when I came out and got a divorce. So I was able to also adopt Scott, but that was fine. But we're speaking to I've got friends that went through the adoption process and went through the kind of fostering process, and even though the official stance on it afterwards was kind of we've now kind of opened this up, we can go along.
Yeah.
They were still gravitating toward. They found reasons to not give children to.
Isn't that crazy? Because in 1969, that is the year in the UK that homosexuality stopped being a crime, and 50 years later, still couldn't adopt.
Yep,
That's fucking
mental,
unbelievable.
mental. I mean, it has changed, but I think there's probably still in 2022 stumbling blocks that have been put in place
Yes. Oh
to
yeah.
probably make it not quite as easy for single people and homosexual couples.
Yeah.
And
That's unbelievable. And
I stand by that. And again, I feel that we've maybe got a bit too kind of, because that's the thing. We do go off in tangents, but at the same time, I don't want to have a damning indictment of the social work services either.
I don't think they're watching, if I'm honest.
Well, there you go. I don't know if I've told you that story before, but I'm telling you the story now, and it will be 2 minutes maximum, right?
That'll take us to 20 minutes on the button.
For the Glasgow Comedy Festival years ago, I contacted Adoption UK and said to them that I had basically written a kind of a kind of comedy show version of the adoption process
Yeah.
from start to finish, and
Oh, wow.
I also thought that it would be a good kind of forum to actually tell my story and then have a Q&A sessions for prospective parents.
Yeah.
And I said to Adoption UK that would they be interested in kind of co-hosting and being involved with it, blah blah blah,
Uh-huh.
for the Glasgow Comedy Festival in March. And they came back to me and they said, we would love for you to do this under the banner of Adoption UK. However, not for the Glasgow Comedy Festival. Could you wait to November, because that's when Adoption Week is? And I was like, I just went, well, fair enough. All right, I'll do it for Adoption Week. And sure enough, I contacted them and said, when the run up to Adoption Week, blah blah blah, and we went through it, and Adoption UK went, that's really good. And I said, I'll put a kind of box, a kind of bucket in it, and people can maybe give money, and we'll give it towards Adoption UK sort of thing.
Aye.
Oh, that'd be
Donation
wonderful.
bucket.
And I said to them, any help would be really appreciated. And they went, of course. They didn't advertise it.
What?
I mentioned it to my social worker.
Yeah.
I mentioned it to my social worker. So basically, three of my friends and their families turned up. One of them just to support.
Yeah.
One of them because they were interested in the process because of their relatives that were doing it, and one of them because they were interested in the process as well. And the rest of them were social workers who were terrified about what I was going to say.
How
So
was the response? Did they like it?
they seemed to like it. We chatted about it. I didn't say anything particularly kind of damning, but at the same time, they clearly just went, "Fucking hell, what's he going to say?" sort of thing. And it was nigh horse downstairs, and the room was pretty much almost full. But it wasn't full with the people. It wasn't full with the people that wanted to be there.
Yeah, it's full of people that if they donated, it would just be going back into their own pockets.
Absolutely. I mean, the people that did turn up, it was just kind of fantastic. But it wasn't even the people that did. Nobody from Adoption UK turned up. Adoption UK is an adoption charity, kind of for adopted parents by adopted parents.
Yeah.
Nobody from Adoption UK turned up. Social services turned up because they were shiting themselves. They were genuinely worried that I was going to say something controversial.
You should have sent them like a draft of the thing so they could have I don't know, checked it.
I saw it as a really positive. I saw it as a really kind of positive thing, and I thought, and it was
Sounds like a positive thing.
Yeah, and I approached it that way because we had Scott at that point, right? But he hadn't been legally adopted yet. I wasn't going to. Actually, that's not quite true. When I originally wrote it, Scott hadn't been legally adopted yet. But then, because Adoption UK got us to move it, it was after Scott had been legally adopted. But at the same time, I didn't want to rock the boat. I wasn't going to say anything. I mentioned the fact that we had a bit of a struggle from time to time. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I just noticed my brother's watching as well. Hi, Andrew.
Andrew's back. I remember him on the.
Andrew's popped on there. I just have been occasionally looking at it. We haven't even started the quest yet. Surprise, surprise. Right, but so I looked at it as I looked at it from a kind of, I expected it to be quite a positive thing, and the problem was that Adoption UK, who had basically asked me to move it, then proceeded to not advertise it or even care about it or mention it to anybody.
Jesus. That's really messed up because especially as they're the one who made you move it.
Yeah, and but the people that were there, that by the way, the people from social services were really nice about it, and they seemed to enjoy it and they got a lot out of it, and I think they made it quite clear that they were happy with what I said. But I was obviously thankful to the kind of pals that turned up and did their thing as well. And I think it was about 3 or 4 people kind of turned up. I wouldn't name names and embarrass them here, but they know who they are. I also won't name a couple of names because they probably don't want me to talk too much about the fact that they were interested for a variety of reasons in the adoption process. Or no, Andrew said that me talking before the quest is the best bit before we start. So there we go. So validation there.
Sometimes that is the entire show. So
absolutely, but I did actually record the adoption Q&A, and it is up on SoundCloud somewhere. But it's 90 minutes long. So I mean, unless you're interested in adoption, I wouldn't bother. But I mean,
it's your own show. Well, no wonder we're terrible at advertising.
I know. If you're interested in adoption, I do think there's a lot of kind of nuggets of information that you might need there. But I wouldn't like Chris. I wouldn't be sending you the link. I wouldn't be thinking, do you know what? You need to know about this because
if the process is the same for greyhounds, then I'll look at it.
Well, do you know what? I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but I imagine there's like a Venn diagram kind of element overlap.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that taking care of a greyhound is exactly the same as raising kids.
Yeah, greyhounds exactly. You don't. Do you know what? It is the same as in you don't want them to die, right?
Yeah.
If there's like a greyhound or a like baby in your care, you probably both times you'd be gutted if you like dropped it or something. You've got this kind of you start to bond. I'd probably bond faster with a greyhound, to be fair, than with a baby. I've still not bonded with Scott really. I've tried.
Just insufferable. That's the problem.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think you can like, for instance, you can train a greyhound to go to the toilet at specific times or let you know when it needs it, rather than I've had an accident.
Wake my bum.
I got overly excited on that trampoline.
That's specific. That's way too specific.
I know, just the haunted look in my eyes. Dad, it's my fault that they had to close the bog swamp in IKEA.
I just evacuated.
What's
I
this?
just couldn't help it. I did gain an extra 2 meters of height though. I shot like a bottle rocket.
But you know, there was an element of truth there, and one of the stories I told there was this one time went to IKEA, and we just thought need to just palm Scott off into the kind of ballpark world thing they've got, you know, the kind of kids area, and we went there to drop them off so they could do some kind of IKEA shopping. We went there and just went, we're closed. And I was like, well, we booked them in because we booked them in for 3:15. Man, there's been an incident. Sure enough, some kid just shat all over the place.
Oh, no. What was the coverage? Like 90%?
There was quite a large coverage. The ball swamp never recovered. The ball swamp has been open since.
What is it with kids in that? I remember looking after a kid. Well, I say a kid. I remember looking after my sister, and she, whenever she was very young, and she just covered the living room in shite. I don't know, not living room, bedroom. Just
that's
everywhere.
Fine, man.
Yeah, at least you kept it in your room. Like, what the fuck?
I know.
I don't remember doing that as a kid. Although I do remember my dog. It was back when I used to let a dog sleep in the room, and it just took a shit right on me. Literally, I was asleep and I woke up because it was shaking, shaking like a shitting dog, and it just fucking emptied it on top of me.
See, even like for instance, I've got cats now, right? So Andrew just said, if you need to go, you need to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He needed to go.
I've got cats now, right? So got a cat, and it was just kind of a wee bit kind of 2 years old, knew its way around a litter, never any real instance, blah blah blah. Then kitten, got it. Just thought, well, there's going to be an element of the fact that they'll be marking territory, and they'll be a wee bit kind of annoyed at each other, and this might be a bit of an instant. No problem at all. Kitten just went, almost walked him and let her over here. All right, just kind of sorting along, and I'm just kind of going, well, why are children? Why do children not just naturally go? Well, where are the facilities?
Yeah, wait, or even I wonder if you put down if you got like a big dog bed, right, and filled it with litter when you have kids. I wonder if you just set them in it, would they just
go?
Would they start like pawing it and be like, yeah, this is where I need to go?
Burying it. Once
No, go on.
I was just going to say, I don't know why it's kind of instinctive for what you would consider to be. I mean, I like cats, but I consider them kind of lower intelligence animals than human beings. Although I have actually started to discover that might not necessarily be the case. And you just wonder how they like that's not an evolutionary thing. Cat litter hasn't existed since the dawn of time. And all right, we go over there. So how does? I'm not going to get into the kind of. I don't want to get too much into the kind of philosophy behind it. How does a cat kind of go, well, I know exactly where I need to go for this, but they do.
But as well, it's not like they go and litter like stuff outside. I remember one time I was staying at this place, and they had a cat, and it was out in the garden taking a shit, and it was going in the soil, not on anything like litter. And the decision making, I opened the back door and the cat spotted me. I'm freaked out. I don't know why, but it had a shit halfway out, like a little, like it was stuck. And for some reason, it saw me and then just jumped and did a 180 and landed again. still with the shit, just hanging, just straight up 180 land. But it maintained eye contact the entire time. Just staring at me like, what? But it did it. It span with its ass towards me, so it span with its ass towards me, so it's looking over its shoulder. All right, but I'm about to do something because we're about to hit the 30-second mark, and it's a beautiful segue, but it's not going to come across beautiful. From one adoptive parent to another, this fire demon with all these wee clone boys.
Oh yeah, that's a good segue.
Well done.
Do you know that's the closest to professionalism either of us come?
No.
Yeah, I can't even say that sentence right. That's a little. I just said the both of us come.
The both of us come, and then both screens just fade to black, and that's the end of the episode.
We extinguish that fire demon
with ropes, with white ropes,
white ropes of love,
a glittering trail.
Trail of our. How will you attack this fire demon? I just noticed there's a fire demon that just looks like somebody's already.
He's been busy. He's been busy in the stalls.
He has. I'm going to obviously, we're at the 30-minute mark. Let's go for it. That was a really good segue. I'm going to kind of reiterate the last paragraph, and then we'll just kick off because you're going to have a fight with a fire demon, and this one's a wee bit more of a boss than you've faced thus far.
Yeah, this is this one final boss.
Yep. I'm hoping that because it does have a bit of a boss element to it, that there might be some real good rewards to reap.
Ooh, actually, yeah. We've already got quite a lot from this place, but
unless he kills you.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
Remember, you do have that Emperor's Shield, which means that if he does hit you and you roll a 4, 5, and a 6, then it's only half damage.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Because he also has that that whip thing where
he's got the whip
deal
thing.
1 damage.
Yep, he's got the whip thing. So the whip will lash in 1 point. Must be so basically, even if you win a normal attack, there's still an attack round with the whip.
Yeah, and that's the one that we can completely negate.
Yep. So let's do this.
Yeah, I've got some boss battle music lined up.
Boss battling to do. Boss battle music is a good idea.
It's definitely copyrighted
because you've done a lot. You've done a lot of fighting in this quest, a lot more than last time. So I've actually run out of fighting space.
Oh wow! It's been one sheet the whole time.
Do you want to know what you've done? You've killed 1, 2, 3, 4 wild boars, 4 bandits, an ogre, a goblin, an ape man, 3 bats, 2 gremlins, a pterodactyl, and 4 clone warriors, and a partridge in a pear.
Let me count these up: 10, 11, 15, 18, 20, 21. We've killed 21 things, soon to be 22.
You have a Rodney McBelfast serial killer.
We not killed that clone as well. We chopped that clone's head off. Did we not?
Oh yeah. These are ones that you killed kind of in combat, but you're absolutely right. There probably have been other instances.
Soon to be 23.
Well, hopefully.
The number that Michael Jordan played under for the Chicago Bulls.
Well, maybe we should just end it on that.
I also think, did David Beckham not play under 23?
Yeah,
I think he was 7. Fuck, who cares? Who cares? This is a fantasy nerd shit. We don't care about sports here.
Anybody that knows me will know the answer to this, but anybody that doesn't know me, I'm just wondering, do you think that I pay any attention to, what's it called? Soccer?
Soca. I believe it's soca, the samba music style.
Right.
The only sport we care about is Blood Bowl.
Do you know, I need to sort that out.
Every time I mention it. I just sort that out.
I need to sort Blood Bowl out. I'm going to start knocking back some Pro Plus tonight. I'm going to play Blood Bowl all night.
Don't knock back Pro Plus on a Tuesday night.
Who doesn't?
Just chew them like Smarties.
Exactly. I'm actually going to get one. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Oh, this pencil's a big pile of shit.
Now let's do this. This negates the rum as well. It's too late. We're drinking coffee.
John's just taking his first microdose of acid.
Fire demon.
It's the only way you can really get into it. It's like rumor has it, if John takes just the right amount of LSD, he turns into a wizard.
Instead of unfortunately just looking wizened.
Yeah, for me, it's Mushies and Barbarian.
we all have our go-to.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so anyway, this is a quick previously on Titan and Titan, now that we're only 35 minutes. Imagine if TV shows did this, right?
It's something it's something that TV shows directed by surrealists would do.
Absolutely. Well, do you know, to an extent, Lost kind of did it. If you watch Lost, right?
I didn't, but go on.
Right, okay, well, I'll just give you a quick kind of overview. Lost season 1, right? Lost season 1, it was about 22 episodes long, and basically they had very little happening in terms of story development, and then they had kind of flashbacks to the previous kind of the characters' lives before the island, which was fine. They realized that they only had about 3 episodes of plot and decided that was kind of how they were going to deal with it, right? But what they did when it came to season 2 was they actually split the characters apart.
Right.
So there were some characters that were still on the beach, and then there were some characters that had tried to escape in a raft. And I won't ruin it for you if you ever watch it. But what they did,
yeah, all these fucking like hot topic Lost spoilers.
Spoiler alert for Lost. Lost worth watching to a point, right? But anyway, what they did with Lost was they then did this kind of thing where you would have it end on a cliffhanger, like something happened to a character, and shows have done it since. I think Lost was one of the first ones to really kind of invest in it. And what you would get a kind of like we would have a the Fire Demon cliffhanger last episode, and you go, oh, can't wait to see what happens. And then you watch the next episode, and they don't go back to that.
They just go to something else, and now for something completely different.
And then you're kind of going, oh well, we'll find out soon. No, you won't. Maybe 3 episodes time.
Wow.
We might go back to the and
that sounds like it's painful to watch.
It actually worked. They overdid it. There was definitely a point where they overdid it, and then it got even worse in season 3. Because in season 3, for the first 6 episodes, they only concentrated on a few of the characters, and so there was like stuff that happened in the season 2 cliffhanger that you didn't find out till about episode 7 of season 3, and you're just like kind of going,
you've already been waiting like a year or two, and
yeah, and then because that was back in the day when American TV used to just cut seasons in about thirds.
Yeah.
So if it was like a 22 episode season, they would show you about 8 episodes, between 6 and 8 episodes, and then it would be a break of a couple of months. Then they'd show you some more. So even though you had like season 3, right? Even though you had season 3, there was probably only a couple of months before the end of season 3 and the beginning of season 4 sort of type thing. But what they were then doing was the fact that those first 6 episodes, I make it sound like it was easy, but of course you watch that, and then there was a hiatus for about a month and a half. So to all intents and purposes, you were waiting equivalent of about 12 episodes. Although not, and you're just like, no wonder people lost faith in Lost, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, they lost its viewership.
It did, which is. But it was only supposed to run for 3 seasons, and then it became widely popular. And then they went to the writers and said, "Can you extend this for longer?" And you could tell they went, "Well, I mean, of course we can't. We've got ethics, and we've got an idea." And they said, "We'll give you this much," and they went, "That much?" And you went, "Yeah." And they went, "Season 6."
Is that not exactly? Is that the same writing team that did the end of Game of Thrones?
Yeah, it was DB.
What? I was joking because the end of Game of Thrones was like that.
I'm sure they had some sort of input into Lost. I might be wrong.
Maybe, that does explain things then.
Do you know what? I might be wrong, but I'm sure that they had. I might be completely wrong. I do. Now that I've even said it out loud, I think I am wrong. But we'll double check. One of them had a similar name if it wasn't them, right? But we'll find. Do you know? We'll find out afterwards, and I'll apologise if I'm wrong. But I'm sure that there was some.
I mean, I already know I've said wrong things on this stream. I'm never gonna correct them. I can point to like 2 of them off the top of my head, but I'm not going to. Fuck you, go and find them.
I can't check right now, but I'm pretty sure that there's some sort of overlap there.
You should have just don't just state it as fact, and then if it's wrong, who cares?
Absolutely. Fair enough. I mean, who's going to know?
Who's going to check?
Who's going to check? People like us. That's who's going to check. That's the
Yeah, but we're here.
That's the problem. See when you see when you. This is the problem, right? We're at the 40-minute mark now. 10 minutes ago, we did a segue into the demon. Right? See when you're actually doing something that kind of caters an element of fan service, or you hope caters an element of fan service to a kind of geeky community, and then you use the phrase "Who's going to check?" Really?
No, I only do that because I am a glutton for punishment.
Absolutely. Just that's your kink. That's your
It's
thing.
like that. What is it? Actually, have you watched that on Dropout yet?
What?
Actually.
I thought you said Love Actually. I went, well, I watched it years ago. I didn't like it. I mean, Bill Nye was a highlight.
I didn't watch Love Actually.
Wait, I haven't, but I'm just.
That's the premise of it. They get nerds on, and they give them nerd like a paragraph or 2 about nerd shit, and they have to go actually and correct what's wrong with it.
Oh.
And it's like that's the whole point. There's nothing nerds love more than correcting people.
I love that. I mean, I have to say that I have actually been in some sort of kind of geeky masturbatory heaven since they announced the new Doctor Who.
Oh,
I've just been kind of online.
I've
been online going. Because there's been loads of people just kind of going, oh, just kind of exactly, and I have been actually, because it's been horrid. You don't know hatred.
How many times have you used the word symbolism in your comments?
Not enough. King Jessica Fletcher.
No, she solved murders. She wasn't a nerd.
He was a writer, though, and to be honest, that was a definite typewriter. It was called Murder She Wrote. I'm just wondering who goes on the internet on a typewriter.
That's right. There has got to be a keyboard that someone has made that is right. That's getting googled right now.
Yeah, you Google that while I tell people about what's about to happen between you and this fire demon. All right.
Yeah. Good.
Just as you reach the last step before the next alcove, a jet of flame shoots out to bar your way. Then a huge dark shape steps out from an alcove with flames shooting from its nostrils. Black smoke curls up into the air. The beast is shaped like a man, but his wings, and carries a flaming sword in one hand and a whip in the other. A golden crown sits on its head. It faces you, motionless on the steps above you. Suddenly cracks its whip and raises its fiery sword. The only way out of this cavern lies before you at the top of these steps. To get there, you'll have to fight the fire demon, master of the clones.
I thought the smell of piss was coming free over here.
But you know, I just need to state a continuity error before we get into this fight. Obviously, anybody worth their salt would say, "Well, that's not quite true. You can go back the way you came." The only way out is that's not true. You crawled through.
It would be pretty funny if we got all the way through this cave to the demon and then turned and ran and just got chased out again. Right, are you ready? Let's start rolling dice.
This fire demon has a skill of 10 and a stamina of 10. You have a skill of 14 and a stamina of 18.
An advantage of 4, which I think out of those 22 things that have been killed, that's the smallest advantage we've had this entire game.
It absolutely is.
God damn, this is it. This is the boss fight.
It absolutely is. Yep, get in for it. Somebody else has noticed that that's not the case, and they're already writing in the comments. Well, actually,
Actually,
I'm actually sorry. Well, actually, he's mansplaining. I apologise. Where does a mansplainer get his water? Well, actually.
For me, it's always just actually for mansplainers. Actually, I purposely someone posted up about mansplaining, or like they were talking about how, like she was driving home and her husband mansplained the way to the house that they both lived in for like 10 years. but I commented on that and I said, "What is mansplaining?" And then she explained it to me, and I went, "Actually."
Fuck. You're a braver man than me.
She took it. She took it in good humor.
Actually, the phrase is "You're a better man than I."
You're a better man than I.
Yep. Fire Demon, skill of 10, stamina of 10. As I said, you've got a skill of 14 and a stamina of 18. Fire Demon goes first, as you know. We're also aware of the fact that in addition to normal attack with its fiery sword, throw a die every attack round for its whip, and a roll of 1 or 2. The whip will lash you, and 1 point will be subtracted from your stamina. A roll of 3 to 6 means that the whip misses you.
Alrighty then.
Remember, you've got the Emperor's Shield as well, which can shield some of your blows.
On a 4, 5, or 6.
Right, here we go. First, skill of 14. Rolls a 7. Rolls a 7. So you need to get 3 or more. That'll be fine.
I'm gonna wrap that whip around your cock, demon. I'm gonna shish kebab you and feed you Tyrion cleans.
You get first blood on if a fire demon does indeed have blood.
It's gotta be lava, right? It's gotta be lava.
First lava. Rolls a 5. Rolls a 5. You can't lose this one, but you can't lose this one because it rolled a 5. You get second blood. It's a stamina 6. Wouldn't it be terrible after we bigged this right up and you just kill it in 5 goes?
Yeah, absolutely curb stomp it.
Rolls a 5 as well. You can't lose this roll either. Ridiculous. You just got a 12. You're 3 for 3.
3 for 3. Ooh.
For a second there, I thought that was the Seinfeld tune. Rolls a 7. So you need to get 3 or higher. What you do with these? Right, 2 more hits and it's dead.
Absolutely smashing us with lava spurting everywhere. Just like a fire hydrant.
Oh, it just rolled 11.
Oh my god,
you need to get 7 or higher. And you get a 3. So we need to roll a dice to see if you get. Need to roll a dice. You get a 2, so it actually hits you. Your stamina's down to 17. I'm also aware of the fact that at every roll we were supposed to be doing a whip slash too.
Oh shit, you have to back do those? Because how many rolls has there been?
It's been.
Oh wait, no, that hit. Yo, he hit me. Roll for my shield.
I did roll for your shield. Unfortunately, you rolled a 2.
Fuck.
You got a 16, but I'm now going to do 3 rolls for the whip. The 4 rolls for the whip lashes that I missed.
3 lashes of the whip. I'm not complaining.
You're fine with the first one. Hits you with the second one.
Have you rolled the shield on these?
What's that?
Have you rolled the shield on these?
I have.
God damn. I'm actually taking hits.
You're fine with the third one. And you're fine with the fourth one. So your stamina's down to 15.
God damn. 3 down.
I forgot about that. Henry, its stamina's down at 4. Your stamina's down at 4. It's quite exciting.
Oh, there's actually stakes. There's actually big juicy stakes here.
Just rolled a 5. You can't lose this one either. And you don't. Obviously. Its stamina's down to 2, but I now need to roll for the whip. You're fine. The whip misses you. Oh, 1 more hit and it's dead. But it has done a bit more damage to you than any other fight you've been in this entire quest.
A taste of what is yet to come.
It rolled a 3. It rolled a 3, so you can't lose that one. Now let's just see if you get hit by the whipping one last year.
Do you know what would be nice? If we had a third camera that was on your dice rolls, so we could actually see.
You know, that's actually possible, and maybe we. Do you know what? I'm going to instigate some changes in season 3. I'm going to make this a lot more professional.
Make a box of Doom. Make a box of Doom.
A box of Doom was awesome. I've just been introduced to the box of Doom.
Yeah, the wee camera inside the big skull. Yeah. We need a box of Doom. That's exactly what we need. We just have a box of Doom camera that goes. Hold on, let's get this right. It goes right here, either here or here.
Yeah,
we'll get a box of Doom camera. I feel like a lot of episodes is just us, us saying what we'd like the show to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, do you know?
If anyone's getting money and wants to fund us, that would be great.
If anyone wants to fund us, that'd be amazing. We do. You know what? You absolutely smashed that. You did lose 3 stamina points, which, as I said, is the most stamina points you have lost in a battle. You've lost more stamina points than this, but it's the most stamina points you've lost in a battle so far. But you did.
Wow.
Yeah. You won.
Happy days. I can't imagine what look we're gonna get here. Can I take his fire? I want his fire sword. And can I have his jacket and shoes? I want your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
You definitely do have options available to you. And its dying throes, the black fire demon is engulfed by its own fire. You step forward and grab its crown as it slumps to the ground in a smouldering heap. So everything except for the crown just turns into a smouldering heap, so you can't get its sword.
Oh, I got a
crown. It's out there, cold and dank. Inside there's a magnificent throne, in front of which cower 2 clone warriors on their hands and knees, bowing to you in worship. You have defeated their master. And your choices are...
see me in a crown.
Well, your choices are to place a crown on your head, or to sit in the throne, or to step over the fire demon and climb up to the roof.
Put that crown on this head right now.
You wanna?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah, of course. I'm putting the crown on.
Place the crown on your head. Here we go.
Am I going to become a fire demon?
The crown fits perfectly in your head. The 2 clone warriors look up at you and stare in awe. With the crown in your head, you hear talking in your mind and realize that the clone warriors are trying to communicate telepathically with you. They tell you that you are their new master and they require instructions. They ask you what needs to be done with the new crop of red-topped fungi. You decide that you do not want to be the master of the clone warriors and workers and raise your hands to your head to remove the crown. With horror, you see the skin on your hands have withered and darkened dramatically. You try to take the crown off your head, but it will not move. It is evil and has found a new host in you. Gradually, your features change as you adopt shape in the colour of a fire demon. Your new destiny is determined, and your quest ends here.
Oh, oh my God!
You just lost.
You
just killed yourself.
Oh my God! Oh my! Wait, is this episode 11?
This is episode 11.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
Just as well we waffled.
I called it. I said I was going to turn into a fire demon, and you know what? I'm not even mad about it. Rodney,
you are a new
king.
Do you know what? We should do a couple episodes of you just
being a fire demon. Rodney, king of Belfast. The once and future king.
You absolutely.
Do you know what? I'm really, compared to jumping out of a window and falling to my death as Harry Slaughter, becoming a fire demon's definitely a step up.
I can't believe it's over.
It was so sudden as well. After that big fight, and now I'm a fucking fire demon.
Now you're a fire demon.
Unbelievable. Now, deleted scene. What would happen if I got on that throne?
Well, we'll find out what would happen if you got on the throne as a deleted scene, right? That's going to be our deleted scene, right? We'll do it.
God damn it! I thought we were going to go all the way with this one.
I thought we were
Cut
going to go
down
all the
our
way with this one.
crime. Oh, damn! I can't resist the crown. That's the problem. They knew my weakness.
Oh man,
Oh, it's all over.
it's
It's
all
all
over.
over.
Rodney McBelfast is dead. Well, he's
He's
not
not
dead.
dead. He's not dead. He is just born anew, the Lord of the Lord of the clones.
What are you going to do with the red fungi, though?
I mean, I got to decide, I suppose. Well, since it's poison, I guess we're gonna. Well, evil's found a new home in me, so I guess the poison spreads across the land like a wave, consuming all of the creatures within the Forest of Doom. We get into a clearing where goblins are holding the head of the bronze head of a, and suddenly their bodies are racked with the fungi, the poison. They crumple into heaps on the ground, and the dominion of Rodney, King of Belfast, begins. The age of weeping is upon us. That is how this ends. The Forest of Doom is now my allotment.
I love it. You've managed to grasp victory from the jaws of defeat.
I'm actually really, I gotta be honest, I'm probably happier about this ending than I would have been if we actually finished the quest.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. I'm just thinking, though, that, nobody can take this away from you. The next person that picks up this book and plays it, right? Next person that picks up this book and plays it, when they're confronting a fire demon, it's you they're fighting.
Yeah, you have to sell it on eBay, and then
Well,
that's true. Yeah, the next adventurer fights me. I become the boss that deals 3 damage to them.
I will just mention again that the quest we were playing was the Forest of Doom. It was the Forest of Doom by Ian Livingston. It's a fighting fantasy game book. If you think that you can do better than Chris in the Forest of Doom, if you think you can last more than 11 episodes, of which there was a good solid 25 minutes of gaming,
definitely in that ballpark.
If you think that you can do it, it is available from all retailers. I will post the Amazon link onto this episode, so that just obviously, we're playing along at this. I'll post the Amazon link. I'd be keen to see if anybody goes to the Amazon link and lets us know how they do in the quest. That would be pretty awesome. We also did the same thing for the Citadel of Chaos. Next season, which I don't know if we'll be starting next week or not, or whether you want a break, but next season starts with Starship Traveler.
Starship Traveler. I mean, I'm actually, I gotta be honest, I'm pretty excited about Starship Traveler.
Starship Traveler is quite good.
We've had 2 medieval settings, and having like a space age setting is pretty. It's going to be different, and I'm looking forward to it, because I'm looking forward to aliens, and I'm looking forward to mad science.
It's different in a variety of reasons, because you actually will have a slightly more complicated combat system.
Yes, so something a little more interesting.
Yeah, well,
okay, well, never mind.
Promise that. But you will also have away teams and stuff like in Star Trek.
Oh wow,
well, that's quite interesting. So you will be just a spoiler. You'll be beaming down to planets, and you'll be taking people with you who will have their own kind of skills and staminas and whatnot. And
you get companions. That's so cool.
So it's quite cool. So I mean, if we were ever going to do a kind of co-op, this would maybe be the time to do it.
Yeah. Well, as far as delays go, I'm happy to just start up again next. I mean, I really wasn't expecting this to end so suddenly. But
no, absolutely, no, me neither.
So yeah, absolutely. Let's get it started next week.
Imagine if we had just thought, this is quite a good cliffhanger to start on. Let's just get right into it. And like 2 minutes in, we fought the fire demon, and then suddenly we're like kind of going.
Yeah, what would we actually? I guess we would have just started the next book. We would have had.
I guess we would have, but I mean, we're quite lucky that we haven't had to do that, because we've waffled for an hour.
Yeah, we got a rundown on the adoption process.
We did, absolutely. If anybody was interested, so my book, The Adoption Process Me, is available also on Amazon.
The forest of parental responsibility.
Exactly. That's just kind of the mountain of parental responsibilities. The insurmountable mountain of parental responsibilities is available from all good bookshops and a couple of really mediocre ones as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our usual thing here. This was our season finale. We didn't know when we were going in.
Nope, we never do.
I've been making jokes about it being the season finale for a few weeks now.
And this is the only one you didn't joke about being the season finale.
I did in the kind of monologue.
Okay.
But I didn't joke it in episode. But basically, the bit I did was when we left Rodney McBelfast, he was face to face with the fire demon, and now he's in for the fight of his life. We've gone
It wasn't
way
even
too
the
easy
fire
on him.
demon that killed me.
Let's
It was
see if
me
he
that
can
killed
face a new
me.
challenge. Maybe the season finale. I don't know. I'm a glass half empty kind of guy. And sure enough,
Here it is, an empty glass filled with lava blood.
so you get killed, mate. No, you didn't get killed. I've said it again. You didn't get killed. You've been turned into a fire demon.
If anything, I killed somebody, and that was the problem. I killed someone.
You killed somebody, and then you get turned into a fire demon.
And then I started a red fungus factory. And then I learned that red fungus actually, in small quantities, has powerful hallucinogenic effects, and we become a massive drug consortium based out of the Forest of Doom.
Do you know what? We should actually just stop this right now, right? Take a couple of weeks to reconsider and completely rewrite Breaking Bad as if it was a fire demon. Trying to find a cure for being a fire demon and starting to sell drugs.
It's not cancer, yeah.
Yep. So let's do it, and we can do a Better Call Troll. No,
It's not bad. Better Call Troll.
Call Troll. This is happening.
I remember when I was a GM, I once introduced a troll character called Heimlich, whose whole thing was, he wanted you to pay the troll toll, right? That's what trolls do. And one of the players got so emotionally attached to it that when they killed it off, they cried, and I had to, outside of the sessions, they'd be like, please give me Heimlich's voice just so I can feel like he's still okay.
Love it. Oh, mental. I'm going to, right, this is it. This is the end. We're done. I'm going to now do the countdown and we'll do our deleted scene.
I can't believe it. Let's do it.
I can't believe it took this long for you to fuck this. How long was the Citadel of Chaos? Was that 7 episodes?
Citadel of Chaos was 7, yeah, and we went to 11.
You absolutely surpassed it. You lasted 11.
Yeah, nearly double. 3 episodes off double.
What are you going to do when you complete a quest? Are you not just going to die in front of me?
There's got to be. We should make this a recurring thing, where we should make anyone who's in the comments suggest some things for me to have to do or you to have to do if we actually complete a quest, because we never have.
You know what? We'll actually do that. We will. We'll make that a thing. Luckily, it hasn't been a thing thus far on account of the fact that you haven't. But maybe we should. We can maybe do a special. That involves you having to do your quest completed kind of
bold.
Yeah, we'll work it out. We'll do something.
Yeah, we'll have to have something to mark the occasion, because it's a big deal considering it's fucking elusive. 18 episodes, we've not had one so far.
18 episodes and no win. Hey, no. Lucy just appeared. Guess who's popped in? Quest shots. No idea what's going on. Lucy.
All right, okay.
Lucy, right? I'm going to have to tell Lucy what's happened. Chris killed the fire demon. And proceeded to put on the fire demon's crown, and now has become a fire demon and failed his quest.
So I am now the ruler. I am Rodney, King of Belfast, ruler of the Forest of Doom.
Ruler.
My kingdom shall be numberless.
So his
I've lost.
quest is ended.
Fucking lost.
We're starting a new quest next week.
I knew that was going to happen.
I'm just amazed that Lucy is actually on, because I think she's about to kind of kick off on her show.
Live? Yeah. Well, I mean, appreciate you stopping by, even though it was
Andrew's
after I died.
Andrew's trying to think of something for us to do if we complete the quest, so that's definitely happening.
Oh, you should maybe tell Lucy about that as well.
Lucy seems to be excited that you're a fire demon.
I'm excited. I'll be honest, Lucy. First season, I died because I tried to get away from a room full of floating faces, and I fell out of a window and I died on impact. Whereas in this season, I became a fire demon and have a little clone race that like serves me, and now I produce red poisonous fungus. So I've actually got a job. He just retired. Did Rod? He retired from the adventure in life.
This is like life imitating art. Have you not just recently got a promotion?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, thanks for bringing it up on the show.
Absolutely. Lucy asked if you feel like you've made bad choices in your life, but as he has rightly said, this is one of the best choices he's ever made.
I consider this a win.
Yeah, this is definitely a win. I'm just glad that we waffled for about 50 minutes before we.
Oh, yeah, because I was trying to segue us into it at the 30-minute mark, and if we'd done it at the 30-minute mark, we would have got to the 35-minute mark, and I would have been dead. Not dead, but I keep saying that. I would have been born anew.
You would have been born afresh, born anew, born of fire. But so Andrew's
born identity.
Born identity. Andrew's thinking of something for you to do if you ever complete a quest. And Andrew, no rush.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll just take your time.
See that as a draft.
I don't think it's happening anytime soon. Lucy seems. What we're going to do now is that we're going to do the Lucy. I hope your stream goes well. I don't know if you've started yet because I know that you must be finished.
Okay, yeah, because
Lucy must be finished because of course she's an hour ahead of us. So she must be finished. Andrew's looking forward to the next quest. Andrew, I don't know if you missed it, but the next one's a science fiction quest. Space. Oh, Lucy's off this week.
Oh, okay, very good.
Are we having a week off, or do you mean you're having a week off, Lucy? I don't know. We're definitely going to work out what we're doing next. We're going to instigate some changes as well for season 3. As a couple of our viewers might know, she's writing for the Brighton Fringe.
Oh, very
fancy.
Good. I remember pulling out of the Brighton Fringe last year, and I can't remember why.
Is that like rhyming slang? We've all had to pull out the Brighton Fringe before.
Yeah, we have. We've all had to. It's just sometimes you don't stretch enough.
Sometimes you don't pull out the Brighton Fringe, and then there's a little bit of concern that there might be a long.
I don't think you've explained to Lucy yet. We've decided, Lucy, that because the chances of me actually completing a quest are so low that there's now almost a forfeit for either me or John to do if it actually happens. And I'm not going to suggest anything because the ideas I have are all like they're bad for both of us. So I'm gonna let you guys decide that.
Well, Andrew's already thinking about it, so that's something. I dread to think what he'll come up with. But I have to say as well, whatever he comes up with, Chris, it'll actually be really entertaining.
I mean, that's what we're aiming for.
And just as an aside, we should possibly consider getting Andrew out for a drink as well when we go out for a drink.
Absolutely, yeah, at the end of the month.
Lucy thinks we should do henna tattoos. They're funny but not permanent.
I mean, I'd do a permanent tattoo. I don't give a fuck.
On your face.
No. Yeah.
Anyway,
Inside my nose. Seen those ones you can get tattoos on your inside of your lip?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Concealed. I can't imagine the healing process for that. It's very fucking fun. What are you supposed to do?
I can't imagine.
Rub,
You know what?
rub
Your mouth
fucking
heals quite well.
into you? Yeah,
Your mouth
normally
heals.
resist
Going
scars.
off on another episode tangent, right? I made gumbo about a month ago, right? And I was obviously doing my usual thing when I make gumbo, as I get quite drunk when I'm doing it. And I was making the roux, which is a vital part of the kind of gumbo process. And I was actually starting to get quite frustrated with the fact the roux wasn't going as well as I would like. I actually banged the heat up to the max. And what happened was the roux actually spat onto my finger, which of course it would do. Of course it would do, right?
Max, you fucking idiot.
I put it up to max. Obviously, it knocked it right back down. But of course, my gut reaction was to put my finger in my mouth. And I burnt my entire mouth. And I burnt my finger. And my finger took ages. I had a massive kind of burn on my finger. And of course, for days I was going, and it was, by the way, also as an aside, still a fantastic gumbo because I continued, obviously. But I didn't realise because I'd had a couple of drinks, I didn't realise how much I'd damaged myself until the next day. My daughter Morgan, come here. My daughter just made me a cup of tea.
Hello. Oh, very nice. Hello, Morgan.
Hello. Hello. What's your name?
My name's Chris. It's written. Yeah, it's written here. Or well, it was Rod McBelfast, but now we've lost Rod McBelfast, and we have to start again.
Very nice.
Right, okay. Right, you've had your moment in the sun.
Yeah.
Right, see you later.
Morgan, as excited as most of our viewers there.
Absolutely, just going on. What's your name? Thank you, Morgan.
Very nice.
Yes, Lucy just pointed out last episode I injured myself walking in a straight line as a zombie. That's not true. I wasn't walking a straight line. I was doing it was 28 days later, remake Dawn of the Dead style zombie I was, because what they did was I did zombie school for this, so they actually trained you. And if you weren't good in zombie school, they made you shambling zombie, which was just
they call it the Romero Shuffler, I believe, is the official term.
So it was Romero Shuffler zombie. You're just kind of jump scare type zombie, or you had the people that were actually genuinely kind of did it. Because I don't look it, but I'm quite a fast runner. So
I would argue though that the runner zombies are not zombies; they're infected. They're not quite fully zombie yet.
Well, you won't care
because even in 28 days later, it was a rage virus, I think, or something like that.
But there's a definite kind of pedantry.
Yeah, they're zombified because they do die.
If somebody's munching on you and you go, well, actually, technically, you're not a zombie.
Oh yeah, I'm actually due. I just proved the nerd point. I'm actually due. Actually, they're called infected.
Actually, yeah.
I don't even know I'm doing it. That's the worst part about it.
That's the worst part. That's the worst. You're the worst.
The loneliness is pretty bad, but that's the worst part.
Why am I so lonely? Says Chris. Why does nobody talk to me? This is why.
Actually, it's because of this thing.
That's not why. I've got loads of other character faults.
We haven't even begun to peel the layers back on this one, John. I deserve this.
This isn't a therapy session, right? Okay. Right, let's do this, right? We actually ended this quest 25 minutes ago, so let's now get into the deleted scene, right? So we're about to do our countdown, and we're going to do the deleted scene. What would have happened had Chris not put on the crown and sat on the throne instead? So for anybody that's not interested in this deleted scene, see you next week for the beginning of season 3, or maybe even the week after, not sure. But for anyone who is, see you in 30 seconds. to see you there. I'm just reading this book. It's The Forest of Doom.
Oh, tell us about that book.
Hello. It's good to see you. I didn't see that. We're basically, I'm just reading The Forest of Doom. I've just opened up on this bit where they're suggesting what would happen if the character Rodney McBelfast had sat on a throne rather than taking a crown and basically ending his quest. And let's find out together.
Yeah. Are you sitting comfortably?
Are you sitting comfortably? I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not sitting comfortably, Chris. Every time I do this, I basically got this just kind of sitting on. I've actually got this laptop sitting on a couch, right? So the laptop's sitting on a couch, and then I'm kneeling in front of a couch. So I've got like this really comfortable seat in front of me, and then proceed to screw up my shins and knees every week.
I'm extremely comfortable because I have inflatable lumbar support.
No, I've got nothing remotely like that. I don't even know what a lumbar is. I thought it was related
This
to
is actually
belly.
inflating a balloon that is inside my bum.
And you wear it well. Just to the point where that just gets creepy. Right, anyway, so you're going to sit on your throne, which you might already be doing. Sitting in the ornate throne, you feel strangely uncomfortable.
Oh, they're both bad options.
Next season, John discovers he could put his laptop on a box and use the sofa, says Lucy. I've been doing this for like 2 years of lockdown. I do this when I'm gigging. I do this, and every time I kind of go, I'd have been more comfortable. Do you know what? I think a part of me thrives on being uncomfortable when I'm doing online gigs. When I'm doing this.
We've established before that you function best when you're on the back foot.
Absolutely, we certainly have, haven't we? Just sitting in the ornate throne, you feel strangely uncomfortable. The two clone warriors grovel on the floor in front of you in complete subservience. Do they expect you to be their new master? Do you wish to place the gold crown in your head, or do you want to leave the alcove and climb up the rest of the steps to the roof of the cavern?
Wait. Maybe. No. I know what people say the definition of insanity is, right? But maybe if you're on the throne and you have the crown, maybe it's different. So let's put the crown on.
You want to put the crown on?
Yes, but I also want to see what happens if we go outside.
So you want a deleted scene within the deleted scene?
Yeah, I mean, we may as well. It's the end of the season. It's a little bit. We're just drizzling on the sauce now.
Okay, right. Okay. Well, here's what happens if you put on the crown whilst you're sitting on the throne. Prepare for it. It's good that Lucy gets to see this because she missed it actually happening the first time. The crown fits perfectly in your head. The two clone warriors look up and stare at awe in you. Not at awe in you. With the crown in your head, you hear talking in your mind and realise that the clone warriors are communicating telepathically with you. They tell you that you are their new master and they require instructions. They ask you what should be done with the new crop of red-topped fungi. You decide that you do not want to be the master of the clone warriors and the workers, and you raise your hands to your head to remove the crown. With horror, you see that the skin in your hands have withered and darkened dramatically. You try to take the crown from your head, but it will not move. It is evil and has found a new host in you. Gradually, your features change as you adopt the shape and colour of a fire demon. Your new destiny is determined, and your adventure ends here. That was the definition of insanity.
Yeah. I
He did the same thing again.
3 words. Yeah. You could see that it was to the same page, right? You could see that it was like
absolutely. It was.
You didn't even say that in the deleted scene.
I could see that it went to the same page, and I still read it out again.
It didn't even incorporate the fact that I was on the throne at all.
But did you want it to say, while sitting down, you made the biggest mistake of your life?
Yes, I did want it to say that. I wanted it to be the exact same passage, but with that at the start.
Well, do you know what? If I was a better kind of games master, I would have actually incorporated that myself, but I didn't.
You should start freestyling just every now and again. Throw
I
something in
do
there
the
that isn't there.
occasional freestyle. It's just so subtle that you don't notice because you don't have the book.
That's true. Very
I do a
good.
bit of freestyling. Do you want to
You're
know
only
who
supposed to
the-
be in 2 fights this whole time.
Do you want to do
The rest of
another
it, John
deleted
just made
scene?
up. Yeah,
Do you want to do
let's
a
go for it.
deleted scene for the deleted scene? Fucking
Let's do it.
ridiculous. Oh, this is a ton more comfortable. I'm now suddenly on a seat.
Oh, what's the poster behind you?
This is it's not. It's,
Oh, it is art. I thought it was.
art.
I thought it was a poster.
I've got a ton of art in this house, Chris.
It's just
This
a
is
connoisseur.
This is art. What we're doing right now, this is art.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to get funding, but it's art.
Like all the best art.
Yeah.
Lucy has just thanked you for the personal recap. She thinks that you actually made that same mistake twice on purpose.
Well, I mean, anytime I make a mistake twice, I do pretend that it's on purpose.
It is on purpose. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, within this deleted scene, find out what happens if Chris didn't make the same mistake twice and climbed up the steps onto the roof of the cavern together.
Let's go.
You look back into the strange cavern and you see the humanoid clone workers continuing their labours. Let's start this again. Let's do another deleted scene. I'm only kidding. You look back into the strange cavern and see the humanoid clone figures continuing their labours in the fungi field. You shake your head in disbelief and run up the last few steps to the hole in the cavern roof. I'm not going to continue this quest now, right? I'm just going to take you a wee bit.
What we're going to do is we're just going to keep doing deleted scenes until we finish the quest.
Oh, you complete the quest. You climb the last few steps and then you're out of the cavern, standing in the rich green grass. You climb the last few steps and then you're out of the cavern, standing on the rich green grass of the valley floor. To the east, you see the hollow tree trunk. I mean, is this just designed specifically to try and trip me up? I actually have a stutter.
It's getting all of your wee trigger consonants.
All of it. To the east, you see the hollow tree trunk down which you descended sometime before. You pass it and return to the path, where you head north again.
On the whole,
that's right.
Okay.
Should we or should we? You failed the quest. I mean, how far do I take this?
One more choice. Go on,
One more choice. Continuing your walk along the valley floor, you see the dark wall of Darkwood Forest looming up before you once again. The path leads directly into the thick undergrowth, and soon you're walking between tall trees and crowded thorn bushes. It's dark and quiet. Before long, the path comes to a junction, and you have the choices of heading west or heading east. I love the fact that we have now done more honest to God gaming in the deleted scenes that we did in the whole last hour. Do you want to go west or east?
We've got to go west.
Go west, young man. The path twists and turns between the trees and bushes, and then comes to another junction. You realise that the way south leads back to the valley, and you decide to ignore it and head north. Amidst the trees to the left of the path, you see a small stone building covered with ivy and moss. Do you wish to examine the building or carry on? I think we've examined this building before, haven't you?
Yeah, because we kicked the door down and then we went downstairs.
That was the door you kicked down. So we're basically back where we were before. So
it's all looked up, I guess. I guess we leave it there.
It's all looked up. You've left it there. You made some more exciting choices. You lasted 11 episodes.
4 episodes on. We beat the personal best by 4. So next time we got to try and get at least 12 episodes.
At least 12 episodes for season 3, which, as I mentioned, is a sci-fi episode. As I've said to anyone, if you're interested in trying to do better than Chris, we'd be interested in hearing how you did. It was The Forest of Doom by Ian Livingstone. I'll put a link. I'll put a link so that you can buy the book that you tried to complete online. So that I don't feel so bad for reading it out to people. Lucy says, "Well done, well done, gang." So that's me as well.
Yeah,
and
we
probably Morgan, because she popped in the last minute with a cup of tea, and suddenly she's somehow part of the gang now. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've loved it.
It's been great fun.
I love this even more than the Citadel of Chaos.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it lasted longer, there was more fights, there was, in general, it was just more interesting. The fact that at the start we had to buy a big pile of stuff, we got an opportunity to buy more stuff. It felt more RPG-esque than the Citadel of Chaos.
It did. Lucy has just asked, could Ian Livingstone sound more Scottish? And I don't even think he is Scottish.
So the answer then is probably yes.
Ian, if you're watching, then I'm sure I'll hear from your lawyers.
Yeah, we'll get cease and desists for reading out his books.
Now I'm going to have to start freestyling quests.
Yeah, we're going to have to actually write our own stories.
But again, I feel like this is free advertising for you, Ian. For a book that you wrote 30 years ago.
We don't have a big viewership, but they are probably the kind of people that would buy your books.
Yeah, exactly. This book was written 39 years ago.
Wow. That book is older than me.
I mean, we should just start doing like interactive Charles Dickens books. So we'll start doing Bleak House. Do you wish to go to see what happens in the Jarndyce versus Jarndyce trial? Because that's in the public domain now, I think. So we can start doing time. But Elizabeth, would you like to go to the dance with Mr. Darcy?
Well, we could use H.P. Lovecraft stuff as well. I can get that.
Lucy just said in the end, John took his own place in the throne.
Oh, yeah. You were already on a throne. I had to earn mine.
Right. Anyway, we're now at nearly the 90-minute mark. We're going to wrap this up. That was another cracking episode, another cracking season. It was phenomenal. Yeah. I'd love to kick off season 3 next week, but we'll take the admin offline.
Yeah, we'll take the admin offline.
Take the admin offline. We'll work out what we're doing next. It's been an absolute pleasure once again. I've been John Carruthers. That's it. I got it right.
I purposely am trying to get it wrong, but we'll go right.
Well, I purposefully tried to get it wrong and got it right. And do you know why? It's because I'm facing the wrong way now.
Oh yeah, the whole room.
Sitting down. See, if I'd been sitting down, I'd have done that, and I messed it up. And I actually pointed at you.
If you were upside down, you would have got it right.
Raging. Lucy's saying "tootles, chaps," which I think means goodbye in English. Bye, Lucy.
It was a pleasure.
Seeing you again. Translate into English yet? Said he can't translate in English. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, Lucy. I'm glad you popped in. Didn't pop in. You've been here for about half an hour. It's just been fantastic to see you again. It's great. It's been great fun again. I've been John Carruthers, and this has been Chris Ashworth.
My hand's so pale. What the hell?
I know.
Also, I've got that thing where my thumb fully bends like that.
Oh, can mine do that? Well, next week we'll be doing this.
No, we'll be doing this.
We always do that.
It just looks like a circle. I can't do that because my hand just doesn't form that shape. But this works.
To be honest, a real heart looks more like this, doesn't it?
With some tubes sticking out.
Exactly. Just kind of going the least romantic thing you've ever seen in your life. Blood pumping out of it. But do you know what? That's a symbol for romance.
I've already got your heart.
Exactly. Right, guys, this has been Tight from Titan season finale. We didn't know at the time, but it is. It's the season finale.
We
And
never do.
We'll see you next week at the beginning of season 3.
Oh, sayonara.
Sayonara, motherfucker.